Hi everyone, my name is Sarai Sanchez and this is my third video discussion for Third Culture Kids, The Impact of Growing Up in a Globalized World by Ruth Van Regan. Although all of Ruth's family were U.S. citizens, she was born in Nigeria, her father was born in Iran, her mother was born in Chicago, and all of her siblings were born in Portugal. According to Ruth, the struggle for an American teenager who was born in another country was feeling a sense of belongingness. She couldn't be too different from anyone else, or run the risk of being alienated by her own peers. Ruth feels that understanding she was a third culture kid was helpful to her psychological development as she became an adult with a family of her own because she was finally able to give herself a name and understand that she wasn't alone. The seven components that make up Ruth's new definition of cross-cultural kids are being third culture kid, minority, educational, refugee, immigrant, mixed race, bi or multicultural. Her definition of a cross-cultural kid is a child who has interacted in the developmental age with people of different cultures and in meaningful ways. This definition is different because it does not matter where you grew up. A cross-cultural kid can be one that has never traveled nor has had the international mobility that Ruth's family had, but was still affected by the people that they interacted with, whom were of different cultural backgrounds. The two biggest challenges that cross-cultural kids face are identity and unresolved grief. Cross-cultural kids have identity issues when they don't know who they are or where they belong. They're either foreigner who look different and act different, a hidden immigrant who look alike but think differently, adopted that look different or think alike, or are married, which means that they look alike and they think alike. In all these circumstances, the community around them reacts differently to them as well. The three coping mechanisms that young people might use in trying to adapt as a cross-cultural kid is a familiar, screamer, or a wallflower coping mechanism. A cross-cultural kid that decides to familiarize themselves is someone like Ruth that chooses to be more relatable with her peers. A screamer is someone that thinks they are being independent, but they are actually still being someone that they're not. A wallflower is someone that doesn't try anymore and just waits, but they are still not being who they truly are. Parents could assist young people to adapt to a global lifestyle that is highly mobile by comforting their child, not just encouraging them. I personally do view myself as a cross-cultural kid. Growing up, I looked like my community and thought alike, but once I left for college, I no longer felt like I belonged, especially being a minority. It took me a while to understand why, but I really do like how Ruth was able to give me more insight on why I felt the way I did.